Bro, what is this? Oh, this is an embarrassment. And she's singing too. Are you serious? I just watched the full 97th Academy Awards and this is my full thoughts and reaction. As we all know, the Emilia Perez nominations were absolutely ridiculous. And then on top of everything as well, guys, I've got to say, Timothee Chalamet, for me, he was completely robbed. And of course, Anora, it makes history, winning 5 Oscars. I'm going to discuss in a bit more detail later in the video. Is it as good as everyone says it is, or is it completely overrated? So very briefly, my overall thoughts on the ceremony itself. This was actually the first time that I've watched an Oscars ceremony for its entirety. I did back in 2022 coincidentally tune in just right when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. And look, I've got to say, like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it might have been. There were some moments that kind of made me laugh. I thought Conan did a reasonable job, and I liked how he did tell maybe 1 or 2 sort of edgy jokes. Some landed, some didn't. The thing that kind of frustrated me was that it was very self-congratulatory at times. It's definitely cringeworthy at times as well, but I can see what they were going for in certain moments. But then it's just ridiculous, right, that some of the people that actually got awarded and have won things for their hard work get cut off by this music telling them to go off stage, especially for Dune Part 2 when it came to sound, and they just completely cut off that last guy. That was just so rude. And instead we're sitting through Conan doing this stupid musical number about how he's not going to waste our time. Couldn't we have just taken out that one song and actually heard from one of these hardworking filmmakers? You know, they wonder why the Oscars don't do as well now, and that's probably why. I think you could definitely shave off some time with this and actually focus on the things that are more important, like the people that are winning the awards. So let's jump into my thoughts on all the different award categories in no particular order. First, we have Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and this went to Kieran Culkin from A Real Pain. I haven't actually watched A Real Pain. I know that's bad. I really wanted Jeremy Strong to win this one. I was so sad that he didn't. But that being said, I think Kieran Culkin, he gave a really good speech. It seemed very genuine, very heartfelt. And I do think that David Johnson from Alien Romulus, who played Andy, he was pretty tough to miss out on a nomination here. But yeah, wish it was Jeremy Strong. And for Best Costume Design, we had Wicked. Look, personally, I do kind of wish that it was Nosferatu, but you know, I don't really know what I'm talking about here, guys. I'm no expert in this field. And look, I'm happy with the whole story behind Paul Tazewell. I can respect his win for Wicked. I thought the costumes were pretty good. With Best Makeup and Hairstyling, I think The Substance was definitely the right choice here. I think it really deserved to win, and I was really happy to see it get recognized at the Academy Award level. For original score and for pretty much all of these categories where it was nominated, the whole time I was just going, please not Emilia Perez. And look, I think we all agree Dune Part 2 was robbed here. I think it was pretty ridiculous that it got disqualified because I think so much of that soundtrack is original. It's very different to the first film, but you know, with the nominees here, I haven't seen The Brutalist yet, but from what I've heard of the soundtrack, it sounds pretty cool, so I think I can respect that win. With live action short film, animated short film, and also short documentary, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch any of those nominations, so I'm just going to skip through those, but it seems like some good films won there, and I'm happy for those filmmakers. With Best Adapted Screenplay, I still haven't seen Conclave. I know I really need to watch it, and I think I'll like it, so I do respect the win here. Look, it would have been nice to see Sing Sing because, you know, that's a small kind of independent film that I think it would have been great for it to get even more recognition, but for Best Original Screenplay, we had Anora win here, but my problem with that is that I just felt like some of the writing in this film, mainly in the middle part, was just so repetitive. It was like they kept going over the same sort of comedic beat the same joke, the same tone over and over and over again, just in that middle stretch of the film that just, I felt like it went on way too long for me. And because of that, I just struggle to see why it won Best Screenplay. I think surely there's some other films that came out this year that should have been nominated and won this award. Okay, next we have Best Actress in a Supporting Role, and Emilia Perez, guys. Are we serious that this film is getting acknowledged like this? And look, no shade to Zoe Saldana. Like, I really like her. She's a favorite of mine from Star Trek. But, bro, are we really going to be giving Emilia Perez an award? And no shade on Zoe Saldana. I think a lot of it was terrible writing, terrible songs, but I didn't think her performance blew me away. I didn't watch it and go, oh wow, this is amazing. I think her as an actor for other films that she's been in, she does deserve an Oscar, but not for Emilia Perez. I think Ariana Grande, just out of the nominations that I've watched, I think she probably kind of deserved it here, so it's a little bit disappointing that she didn't win it, but yeah, I guess I've heard people say, you know, this is an award for Zoe Saldana in Avatar or in Guardians of the Galaxy, so if I think about it like that, I can sort of be okay with it. For Best Original Song, this is an absolute joke. I cannot believe this absolute rubbish El Mal won Best Original Song. It was terrible. It's so bad. All the songs in Emilia Perez, there's maybe a few of them have a few little catchy moments, but the rest of it is just trash. I can't believe this won. But that being said, there isn't really much to pick from the nominations here either. You know, Sing Sing, again, I like that movie, but I can't remember where this song was in the film. Oh man, surely there could have just been another original song that they picked. Like even the Gnome song from Wallace and Gromit, man. Just nominate that and give that the award. For Best Documentary, we had No Other Land win. I've been meaning to watch this for ages. I still haven't, but from what I've seen of it, I think it looks like it's a very deserving winner. I love the speeches afterwards. I think they were really great. And shout out to Black Box Diaries. You know, it would have been cool if that had won because I saw it at the Melbourne International Film Festival. Got to sit front row for the Q&A, seeing like the director and the main subject of the documentary speak about it. Would have been amazing if they'd won an Oscar for that. But being real with you, I don't think it was the best documentary. For Best International Film, thank you so much that it wasn't Emilia Perez. I was so scared that was going to win. So yeah, I'm still here. Haven't seen that movie. Keen to see it, but you know, I'm just happy that one Emilia Perez didn't. For Best Animated Feature Film, we had Flow win. Now, looking at Flow, I'm not sure the animation looks that incredible to me. It kind of looks a bit like computer game graphics, but you know, this is speaking from someone that hasn't seen the movie, so I truly can't judge it. From my personal opinion, I think Memoir of a Snail or Wallace and Gromit should have won if we're purely just judging on the actual animation, but in terms of films overall, maybe Flow wins it. I know a lot of people will be happy with Flow winning. For production design, we had Wicked win, which I can kind of handle it, but obviously Dune Part 2 robbed here. I think just underrated. People don't acknowledge that enough. Look, Wicked, it did have some great production design, but also it would have been great to see Nosferatu win because with Robert Eggers' movies, he just ridiculously goes out of his way to build the sets, you know, and you could even see in the little preview they showed, the set that they built for Nosferatu looked incredible, but yeah, I can handle Wicked win. For film editing, again, absolutely ridiculous that Emilia Perez was here. Look, Anora, it did have some great sequences. If it was me editing the film as a film editor myself, I would have cut out more of the film if I could because, as I said before, it does get too slow. But I haven't really watched enough of the other nominations to really say. I think there probably would be other films this year that maybe should have won this. But if anyone's going to win, I guess it's going to be Anora. So it's an indie film. I'm okay with that. For sound, Dune Part 2 finally getting some Academy recognition as it's so well deserved. Look, this isn't a question. 100% deserved to win here. best VFX, we got Dune again, lads. Let's go. I'm so happy Dune again got some recognition. Thank you. Best movie of the year by far. It's also kind of weird that Alien Romulus got nominated because majority of that film I thought was really good VFX, but then the Ian Holm deep fake, man, that just looks so bad. I know they like fixed it up a bit for the Blu-ray release. Planet of the Apes, that had some amazing VFX, probably could have got nominated here, but so happy with Dune Part 2. For best cinematography, we have The Brutalist. Now again, I haven't seen The Brutalist. Look, from the trailers I can tell it's probably got some special cinematography, but how much of that is production design or camera work? I'm interested to make that decision when I watch the film. Obviously, Dune Part 2 completely robbed here because I just think every frame in that movie is just a painting. It's beautiful. Greg Fraser just robbed here, man. I can't believe Dune did not win this. Nosferatu, also pretty tough to miss out when you hear about some of the techniques that they used to film that. Now we're getting into the big ones. Actor in a leading role. Timothee Chalamet, absolutely robbed, guys. My boy Timmy. Ugh. Man, I wish he won. I don't know how he didn't get like a second nomination for Dune Part 2. Oh man, he put in so much time into the role of Bob Dylan. And yes, I understand, like, you're imitating someone. Maybe people don't want to go for that anymore when they're voting. But, man, that's really tough that he didn't win that. But look, Adrian Brody's speech, I liked it. I like how he told the music to shut up. And, you know, he seems like a good guy. So I'm happy for him. Also, on the other hand, Sebastian Stan robbed too. Again, it's an imitation, but I think he does it in such a good way. He just completely dissolved into the role of Trump in The Apprentice. I wish that he had won it, you know, either him or Timmy. And for Best Actress, I'm just going to say it, a lot of people will actually agree with this. It should have been Demi Moore. You know, I don't mind Mikey Madison, but it didn't blow me away. I didn't watch the movie going, wow, that was an amazing performance. I just went, yeah, it's good. Also, does anyone know why Cynthia's nails look like Nosferatu's hands? I mean, full respect to her, but yeah, not my preferred fashion choice. And another big one, Best Directing. And we had Sean Baker from Anora win. Look, out of the nominations, I can just say it either should have been Sean Baker or Brady Corbet. And look, at least I'm really happy in that I think Sean Baker's speech was fantastic. I think he had some great things to say about keeping cinema alive. And for Best Picture, you guess who won it? Anora did. I've already spoken a bit about my complaints with that movie. It's a 3-star movie for me. It's not a bad film. I love the start. I really liked the ending. I thought it was powerful. Some of the cinematography in Anora is so beautiful, but oh man, I just think Dune Part 2 should have won it. That's my personal preference. Dune Part 2 is a masterpiece in my opinion. And it does kind of annoy me as well. The same thing happened with Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought that was a good movie, but it frustrates me a bit that it just sweeps all these awards, and it feels like there's other great films in 2024 that should have got nominated or should have won awards that just don't. And you know, where's Civil War? Like, I thought that was a brilliant film. I'm disappointed that that wasn't featured at all here. And you know, The Substance, it would have been cool to see like a horror movie win it, but I do think, again, it is a bit derivative. It takes a lot from other movies, so it's a good movie, but not deserving of Best Picture. But look, guys, let's all just be so happy it wasn't Emilia Perez, because if that happened, the world would explode. It would have, oh man, the Academy would have no respect from anyone forever. So let's be so happy that that didn't happen. And also, let's be genuinely happy. Anora, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, I still think it's a pretty good movie, and the fact that it is an independent film getting a lot of attention, I think that's a good thing. And now you guys are probably wondering, if I was running the Oscars, who would I have voted for? Well, right here, these are the films that I would have had win. Let me know down in the comments if you think that I'm wrong about that, or let me know what films you would have chosen to win each awards category. That was my overall thoughts on the 97th Academy Awards. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.